Matt Donohue was in charge of their game against Birmingham City during the course of the week. He is the referee, and he's going to talk us through a couple of instances during the course of that game when he came to a certain decision and the protocols that go into that going into this season. Matt, thank you so much for your time. Let's get cracking with the first one.
Fine. Now, slip. Can't allow that contact to not be a foul. He slipped into him. It's accidental, he slipped into you, but it's still a foul. Thank you. Hey, number 6! Hey!
So, Matt, not only 30,000 people giving you their opinion, you've got people in your ear as well, the collective official team. Just talk us through the process of getting to that decision and potentially how tricky that is given the amount of opinions coming your way.
Yeah, I think you can hear on there the different people that are getting involved in that. And obviously one of my assistants, Jacob, there, gave me the word slip. And this is, like we say, one that we'll probably look back on afterwards and maybe reconsider how we move forward with this sort of decision. At the time, I felt that the slip was from the attacker bringing the defender down, and therefore I gave Sheffield Wednesday, gave Palmer a free kick. But actually, when you look at it, it's the defender that slipped first, and it was actually a little bit unlucky from Birmingham's point of view that they didn't get a chance that Kumas didn't get a chance to progress with the ball. And it's one of them you look back on. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of noise. You get some information, but going away and sort of learning from it, it's about that peripheral vision and where are you looking to make sure you try and make the best decision, the correct decision for the game. So, you know, this is definitely one we look back on and try and reflect upon.
Matt, can you talk to me about that process? So I think back to my playing days and you think, well, the referees, they don't care, they make that decision. If I make a mistake, I get dropped, they don't. Obviously, I've matured a little bit now, I've grown up. But talk to me about, after the game, what is the process, who do you go to and how do you try and improve?
Great, it's good to see that you've changed your mind a little bit, Courtney. Anyway, that's great to hear. But yeah, we've got a really robust system in place now, and with the coaching team that we've got, we analyse these sorts of incidents. So we had a coach in the ground on the evening, and he mentioned this would be a decision to look at. Obviously, he's only got one view, so he wasn't sure about it either. I actually had another coach that was viewing the game on your red button in the week as well, and watching it. And when I had a little chat with him on the way home in the car, he straight away highlighted this incident as one that you might want to look back on. It's not just a case of saying, oh, we got it wrong, though. It's why did we get it wrong? What could we do slightly differently next time? And I think I've sort of alluded to part of the post-match debrief on this one, be looking at it and saying about that, where am I looking next? What am I looking at? If the ball's going down that wing in that position, to look at that next possible challenge. That's probably what I didn't do quite as well there. I had it in the sort of corner of my eye, but not in the best view. So that's certainly what we went away and had a chat about.
OK, let's take a look at our second clip regarding a caution.
Isolated at the back. Playing. Blue. Yellow card, pull back, 16. Confirmed. Home 16, home 28, away 2. Confirmed.
On the flip side then, Matt, something can be so seemingly wonderfully straightforward. The decision was made and everyone, even Patrick Roberts, seemed to be all on the same side as that decision that you've made. Yeah, I think you look at this and most people in football would accept this is one of the more straightforward calls that we've got. Patrick, again, you know, sort of seemingly admitted with his body language that he probably agreed. Is that the classic footballer?
I wouldn't like to paint too much of a picture, but I think in the situation there, I think everybody accepted that was a yellow card. Just to highlight some of the little bits around it, though, obviously we had that quick break through the field, so we had a corner at one end first of all, and we've got to make sure we're fit enough, dynamic enough, and read the play well enough to keep up with that particular play. And then one of the things, just for your viewers at home, you notice as well that at the end of the clip, we actually rally through the 3 cautions, the 3 yellow cards that were already on the pitch. Really important for us to know who's been yellow carded, who's got a yellow card. So that if something happens with one of those players as the game progresses, we know if they're going to get another yellow card, it's going to be followed by a red card. They're going to leave the field for the rest of the match.
Okay. Our final clip of the day is regarding injury management.
Clear. Whitehead.
He's down inside the penalty area. Yeah, he's holding his head.
White's restart.
White drop ball.
Holding his
I've got
head.
the ball okay.
Needs
I've got
to
the ball
come on.
locations.
Blue has to come on. Stop the game for and we've suspected
10
head.
minutes, 13 minutes.
He must come on. Because we stop the game, you are down, we suspect a serious injury, we have to bring him on.
And this one is where you really do feel for the officials, because in this situation, Matt, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Because if you think there's a head injury, obviously the game's got to automatically stop. But, and this is me not casting aspersions on all footballers, we've seen broadly the increase in players going down seemingly with a head injury, only to be perfectly fine 5 seconds later.
Yeah, it's a really tricky one that we're facing at the moment. Obviously, at the start of the year, there's been a slight protocol change where a player has to go off for 30 seconds if the game is stopped for a serious head injury. This is a situation here where we've tried to analyse it. Cochrane's gone up for an aerial challenge. He's gone down, begins to hold his head at the very start of that. And we realise that we've got a potential head injury as a team. You hear my colleagues feeding in as well. What we've got to do is make a decision in the moment as to whether we feel that injury is serious enough to stop the game, who's got the ball, when we're stopping it, and how that's going to impact. So I can feel the frustrations there in that moment of the player, because he's saying, actually, I'm not injured, but we've got a duty of care and a player welfare issue there, that if somebody's going down, that we feel that we may need to stop it at that point, and that's what we did on the night.
Matt, in the moment, how do you deal with that frustration? Because, you know, the referees go in before the season, you explain these new rules, why they happen, but in the heat of the moment, players will still be frustrated. So I wonder how you deal with that just on a personal level.
I think what you've got there is, whilst you could see the frustration from Cochrane and Allsop, who's in the picture as well, actually there's that level of respect that when we explained it, and I explained the reason why we stopped it, there wasn't really any further argument. And I think that is the benefit of doing the pre-season club visits, that the players actually, even though in the moment they're frustrated, they hear it and they understand that's the reason why you have stopped it, and that they learn to accept it. So I think there is that sort of two-way communication and that level of respect that the players do show towards ourselves as well.
And Matt, you said as we were chatting through what we're going to talk about today, 200 to 300 decisions to be made during the course of a game. I mean, your mind and brain must be frazzled by the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a different variety of games where some games you'll have more challenging decisions and lots of them, and in other games where there may be more straightforward decisions. But in every game, there's a lot, little throwing decisions, corners, goal kicks, fouls, no fouls, penalties, red cards. There's a whole variety of different decisions that we have to make, and obviously in that moment we make a number of them. And obviously it's the Championship as well. There's never a game where anyone's in it or anyone's out of it. Yeah. So many times every decision matters, and that's certainly the case in the 2-2 draw on Tuesday night. And
can you get a chance to decompress between games? Because it seems like you're either doing a game, at a game, or talking about a football match.
Yeah, it's busy. It's busy. And
then we drag you in here as well to talk about
it. Your day off.
It's 46 match rounds of the Championship. There's loads of games. There is a little bit of chance, for some family time. They're probably watching at home now thinking there's not any time for family time. There is that time for family time in between fixtures. But yeah, it is busy, it is hectic. But that's the Championship, that's the EFL, and that's probably why we all enjoy it and love it so much as well.
Thoroughly agreed. Matt, thank you so much for your time. See, referees just like normal people, like Courtney.